Hello, my name is Coach Steve, the Affordable Life Coach. Have been doing it for 15 years now. And if you're interested, email me for a complimentary consultation. It's in the description. And just give it a try. I have so many clients that say, I've been watching your channel for years and years, and I never really thought to try coaching or that I needed it or that I would benefit from it. So, yeah, I really have nothing to lose. Complimentary consultation. Then it's ridiculously affordable afterwards. Today, we're going to talk about my YouTube channel. It's been 17 years, a little over 17 years since I first started my YouTube channel, and I'm still here. And I remember when I first started, there was YouTube was a completely different landscape. And I remember watching and following a lot of channels that were really unpolished but raw, real, and for the time creative and interesting because it wasn't highly produced. And it just you felt like you really got to know the person who were making the videos, and there wasn't as much polish or sheen covering the product. There wasn't as much artifice and what is the algorithm gonna say a video I should choose, or what is the best way to edit the video, not have any gaps in my speech and make it look very, very smooth and have nice transitions and background music. And most of those people, when I started 17 years ago, unfortunately are no longer around. Their channels have just gone dormant. And I've managed to not consistently over the 17 years because there have been breaks that I've taken from YouTube. But I just want to give what I feel like that what works. And my channel, I'm not saying what is going to get you the most views, what is going to get the most subscribers. My channel is a minuscule, small little channel, but the emails that I get, the comments that I get, the people that reach out to coaching, and I'm able to have a positive impact on their life. It's so profound and rewarding and fulfilling. And what has kept me on YouTube for 17 years is what I try to instill when I'm coaching clients. And that it's important to develop this a skill set of being able to stick with something, developing a skill set that works with how your mind or your brain or your habits work. Too many times we take what we read from a book or from productivity gurus on YouTube or influencers, go go go, the rah 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 and the go go go, and you can do it, and you could become a millionaire, you could become super successful, and you can grow your channel, and you could become famous and well known, and like all of those things. If it's not organic with who you are, you're not going to stick with it. And this goes for everything in life, even with our habits, or our habits especially. If there's a something I've realized when coaching people for this long, any layer of friction that we create or that we can eliminate is going to determine the success or detriment of our goal or what we want to accomplish in life. And I think my YouTube channel is a perfect example of that. I record videos on my laptop. I don't have expensive camera. I don't use any editing software. And some of you might fairly say, well, you need to. And I can understand that perspective. I don't make thumbnails. And I've gotten comments that, oh, you can have a lot more views if you made more thumbnails. And I agree with all that. If I put more effort into the production value and polish the videos and had a fancy setup and a presentation and maybe even hired people to do a lot of this work, because it's definitely something I do not enjoy, and maybe I'll do it in the future. But what I've noticed is that each one of those steps is a layer of friction. And I know in my life, the more layers of friction, the less likely I will stick to it. If I had to set that as a metric that I have to, I have to raise the bar and have really high quality production value in the videos. One, I like to keep it simple. Two, I like it to keep it authentic and real, and I don't even edit out my mistakes or when I have a cough. I want to connect with you, the people watching this video. And so that also is a motivation for me. But the most important thing, I want to stay consistent. And what I notice when coaching clients is they set when we first start working with goals and like, what do you want to accomplish in life? What are your goals? The bar is always so unrealistically high, especially from where the baseline is. And people will discount things, doing things like, I'll just give the example of someone wants to start running. I'll tell them, just put on your running gear and you could walk down the block and come back. If that's too much, just put on your running shoes and walk out the door and turn right back around. And people will say to me, well, with whatever goal they have, no, that's not going to be enough. I'm not going to get any value out of that. And I'm like, the value is building deep roots. You start with a seedling, you water it, and you let it develop roots, and you're building a habit. And any layer of friction you add to that, you're going to procrastinate, avoid, and not stay consistent. It's not about quantity, it's about consistency. Another example, one of my clients was struggling to keep a steady gym routine, and he has a gym membership. And the solution we came up with is one, accountability. So having social accountability makes a big difference, where he sends me photos and screenshots of his Apple Watch workout and photos of him at the gym. And we also removed a huge layer of friction by just having him work out at his apartment building's gym. And I know people are going to say, oh, it's not as nice. There's not as many features. There's not as much equipment. There's no classes. There's not that gym vibe or energy. Yeah, but what's the difference if you're not going to go to the gym consistently? And even if the gym is 15 minutes away, 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back, taking time to get to your car, getting set up, putting your stuff in a locker, all friction points. And we just overcomplicate and we're unrealistic about what we can accomplish. One of my clients today, he struggles with getting things done in a timely manner and keeping his word and getting projects done or big tasks done. And what we worked on is removing the pain points and removing the friction. And he's an all or nothing guy. I got to just spend 2-3 hours and really buckle down and do it. But he's not doing it consistently. And when we keep on trying to do the same thing that doesn't work, expecting a different result, it's frustrating. It makes us feel badly about ourselves. And so, what I try to do in coaching is find systems that work for the individual client. And some of my clients are sprinters. They can sprint for 15 minutes. If they can't sprint for, to do a task or a habit, if they can't sprint for 15 minutes, they could sprint for 10 minutes. And then you might say, oh, I feel good. I could do another 10-minute sprint. Some people are deep workers. They need an hour, 2, 3 hour block to really focus and get work done. But find ways to make it work for you. And if you create habits and patterns, you don't have to be so dependent and reliant on willpower. So one of the things that I suggested to him is Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, that book. You eat the frog. It's the most unpleasant, like if you had to eat a live frog, a disgusting thing to do. When's the best time to do it? First thing in the morning, so you get it over with. When we procrastinate and put things down, we are now paying interest on a task that we already have to do. So just keeping things simple, keeping things realistic, and knowing your limitations. I know my limitations. As of now, this might change in the future, but I know if I had to spend hours and hours and hours of scripting out a video, producing the video, doing a thumbnail, finding the exact right tags and descriptions and titles and topics that fit the algorithm, I'm not going to stick to it. And so keeping it simple allows for consistency. And even though this is a small channel, when you've been doing it for 17 years, it has a wide reach. Like a lot of people have seen in the totality my videos or a portion of my videos. And I've built a really successful coaching business. This is my full-time career just by keeping the videos consistent and simple and authentic. I mean, that's my biggest thing is I really want to be authentic when I'm making videos, and I want to be spontaneous, and I want to be unscripted. And my videos, as you can tell, are not scripted. They are come from my life experiences within my own life and in the clients that I coach. And some people, I know that's not for everybody, but some people I think really do appreciate it, and these videos resonate with them. And if we just, you never think you'd hear a coach, a life coach say this, but man, we just need to lower the bar on ourselves. Like our expectations of where we should think we should be is so unrealistically high that we just set ourselves up for failure. And worse yet, we set ourselves up to beat ourselves up, to have that harsh inner critic and that judge whip us and make us feel badly about ourselves. And then we think, oh, I failed in staying consistent or doing the habit or getting a task done, or I broke my word to someone. And then what do? We just shame and guilt ourselves. That doesn't fix the problem, or we pressure ourselves. When you're trying to squeeze too much volume out of a limited capacity, like a garden hose. If you have you connect a regular garden hose that a house has to water the plants, and you connect that to a fire hydrant that the uh, fire companies use to put out fires, you're going to completely blow up that hose. It can't handle the capacity. And we just don't realize that. We put way too much capacity on others and ourselves. And it's so beautiful when you strip things down. What is the most important thing in me making YouTube videos is making YouTube videos. That's the most important thing. Offering these videos at no cost to people like you that find value in these types of videos. That's the most important thing. All the other things would be nice to have, but if it interferes with this, then I'm not going to do it, and you're not likely going to do it. So I even get clients that struggle with all sorts of things, like eating healthy, exercising, financial discipline, I mean, the topics are all a wide range: developing relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, finding a career they like. And what I do my best to help them do is deconstruct it from this insurmountable obstacle into something that is achievable, actionable, and we could focus on what is the next step that will take you there. And can we lower the bar? Because some people think, yeah, I don't like my job, but the job I really want requires many years of school, or the job I really want, I'd have to get extra certifications, or I'm not qualified for, and they're not going to hire me, and all the excuses go on. Well, maybe if you don't have the discipline to complete what's required, like a degree or years of certification, find something that you can do. We're so busy focusing on what we want and not having it or not being able to achieve it, that we don't spend time recognizing all the things that we're actually willing to do, but don't have all the sparkle, don't have the glamour, don't have the high payoff or reward. And it just keeps us in a state of stagnation. And it's like, oh, clients that are single. Well, they're dating out of their league. If you're dating out of your league and you complain, oh no, there's nobody out there for me, and it's so hard to meet people. And we start talking about, well, what is your standards? What are your expectations? And they have like this long list, and they have to be beautiful, and they have to be successful, and they have to be young, and they have to have a nice car or a home or whatever it is. Like, we need to be realistic on what we can achieve, what we can accomplish, and what, again, like I said, what our limitations are. And then you're like free, and then you can enjoy life. Too many people seem to be going through life in a state of anxiety, a state of fear, a state of shame, guilt, not feeling good enough, and pressure, and the need to prove themselves to other people because they don't feel good about who they are or the quality of work they do or how productive or how disciplined they are. So then it makes you seek out external validation in order to feel good about yourself. And it's such a exhausting treadmill to live upon. So this is really exciting because if you actually apply this, you'll be amazed at how much progress you can make over a longer period of time. That's the other thing. Most clients, we have to really work on them developing patience. We want instant results this day and age. And so that's why people don't stick to things, because they're not seeing the results right away. And so they give up. The reward is in showing up. That's it. That's the battle. Showing up to the gym, showing up to a singles event, or going out and talking to people to make new friends, or meet a romantic partner. Just putting the effort in, and that's what we can feel good about ourselves. And it doesn't even need to be a humongous amount of effort. But if you stay consistent, you can move mountains. And if you're looking for support, because having support, having accountability, having a coach who's going to encourage you and going to keep you on your path, man, it's life-changing. And this video is kind of touching a lot of different topics. And I'll just close with this. You've got to find your path. So many clients, when we first start, they're not walking their path. They're walking the path of least resistance, and that's so unfulfilling. Or they're wearing a mask, putting on a show, playing a role, whether it's at work with their family, so that they don't get disapproval, so that they don't get rejected, so they don't get fired, so they just play it safe. And that is a deadening way to live. Yeah, you could do it for a year or two, but even then, you're never going to get that time back in your life. Please feel free to comment and tell me what you think of this video. What from this video can you apply into your life? And If you want to support the channel, there's a PayPal link. It's greatly appreciated. Even a small donation to the channel. It's kind of shows that people are finding value, and it keeps me motivated to make videos. And please share this with other people if you find value in it, and consider subscribing and liking. Thanks for watching. Look forward to the next video. Bye-bye.